covers are, oh my god, all of them I love. Whoever's the illustrator of this, slay, girl. You slayed, you ate, you left no crumbs. Hello besties, it's Carol. Welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, we're just gonna do a old book haul. I don't think I have done like a specific book haul, like sit down video in a very long time, since I think my birthday book haul back in September. I've gone like book shopping and I've done like little hauls in there, but this is very much a collective book haul. I've been trying not to spend as much on books and buying books just in general. Sales really get to me, just going to the bookstore. New releases, there have been many good new releases, especially last month. Make sure to follow all my socials down below, along with my Goodreads, Amazon wishlist, stuff like that will be linked down there if you want to check it out. Like, comment, and subscribe for more videos by me. And let's just get into it. Okay, I'm gonna go in no particular order. I literally just looked at my shelves and picked books out. This first book, I actually, the day I'm filming this, just finished. It's a fantasy. It's called Does It Feel by Janine O'Reilly. This was on my May TBR and I did read it. We'll have to see my thoughts at the end of the month is all I'll say. Some girl read this on TikTok and the video went viral. I think it just recently got picked up by Bloom, traditionally published, and that's why it's like recircling the internet. It's a fantasy romance, I guess. Here, it's like a girl named Callie. She's a biologist or microbiologist, whatever it is, and she's out to search for this certain mushroom to help some moths, and then ends up falling into the fairy realm where she gets captured by the prince, and he imprisons her because he thinks she's an assassin. They fall in love. Something happens. I don't know if I recommend this. It's still up in the air. All right, next up is a book that I have already read, but I have the paperback version and I want to continue with the series, and they're probably just gonna come out in hardback, so I just wanted everything to match. Everybody and their mother knows about this book, has heard about this book, has read this book. Powerless by Lauren Roberts in hardcover form. Powerful, I think, is a little novella that goes after this and in between Reckless that's coming out in July. I was gonna pick it up, but then like the hardcover is so tiny. It doesn't fit the actual height of this book. I probably will not be purchasing that. This is, if you have not heard of, is like a fantasy romance. It's kind of like the Hunger Games, and there's trials, the love triangle, I guess you could say. YA fantasy. It's really easy to get through. I don't remember what I ended up giving this, maybe like a 4-star. I'm very intrigued on how this book ended, to see how Reckless turns out, the second book in the series. I have to take off this Target sticker. With all that said, I bought the hardback version of it. All right, these next two books, I've just been collecting this whole entire series as they are newly published through Berkeley. Decided to pick them up just to have them. You know what? The series looks so pretty all together. And if you think about it, I don't have to buy these later. I already have them, so it's like I'm saving money for my future self. It's the last two books in the Addicted series. So I have The Long Way Down. I think this is Reich and Daisy's last book, which look at how much Reich and Daisy I'm gonna get. Look at how much Reich and Daisy I'm going to get. I'm so excited. Very floppy paperbacks. Love that. And then the last book in the Addicted Calloway Sisters universe, Some Kind of Perfect. I think this is literally just a long extended epilogue of all the couples, which could be fun. Also very floppy. But now I have the whole entire series ready, waiting for me whenever I want to read it. All right, these next three books are all new releases in, I think, March and April. First up, I'm going to show this book, which is Swift and Saddled by Lila Sage. This is the second book in the Rebel Blue Ranch series, I think is what this series is called. Basically, this is just like a little small town cowboy romance series that Lila Sage is coming out with. The first book is Done and Dusted. After that book, this is about Wes and Ada, and Wes is the brother of the female main character from the first book, and Ada is a interior designer that's gonna help him with something on the farm, and it's their romance story. I've heard pretty okay things about this book. The covers are, oh my god, all of them I love. Whoever's the illustrator of this, slay, girl. You slayed, you ate, you left no crumbs. All right, next up is another book I'm so excited for, but it's gonna take me a little bit to get to it, I guess. Maybe not. Wild Love by Elsie Silver. This is the first book in Rose Hill series that she's coming out with. This is a new series that takes place after the Chestnut Spring series. I still have one more book to read in the Chestnut Spring series. It's the last one, Hopeless. I'm hoping to get to that sooner rather than later. This is about one of the female main characters from the Chestnut Spring series, brother, and it's his own romance series. It's a cowboy romance book. I love Elsie Sarah's writing style. It's so easy to just binge. Apparently, this guy is like a billionaire and he is in a recording studio, and then Rosie, who's the female main character, is coming back to this like small town to figure some stuff out in her life, and Ward, which is the no main character's name, is like best friends with her brother or something, so it's like brother's best friend, they grew up together, all that kind of stuff. But I heard just nothing but good things about this book, and I just know it's Elsie Silver and I'm gonna love it. All right, and then the last new release in this immediate stack that I have is the Rulebook by Sarah Adams. So Sarah Adams is the same author as the Cheat Sheet, which is like some best friends to lovers football romance. I think there's fake dating in it, right? Apparently this takes place in the same universe as that. I don't even remember if these characters were mentioned because I read that book, I think 2 years ago now. This Second Chance Romance. I think it's between obviously a football player and I think his assistant or agent or something like that. I'm in the mood for just like a cheesy, fluffy romance book. I'm definitely gonna pick this up. This next book, everybody and their mother has already read, but I didn't want to buy the hardback if I had the rest of this author's books in paperback. I haven't also been in the mood to read a book like this in a while. Happy Place by Emily Henry. Emily Henry's books are usually more like literary fiction or like women's fiction based on a subplot of romance. They have been in this relationship for so long, they end up breaking up, but they don't tell their friends, and they're all going on this like little vacation trip together, so they have to act as though they're still a couple around everybody, and there's probably a lot more that happens. I'm thinking now that it's becoming summertime and this gives like good summer vibes that I want to pick it up. This next book is the most recent book that I have bought that I was like thinking about doing this video. I was like, okay girl, I think it's time for a good old sit down book haul. So bought it right after reading Still Beating by Jennifer Hartman. I don't know what it is about like super emotional, gut-wrenching romance stories that just get to me. Like I love them. Darling Venom by Parker S. Huntington. I don't know if it's a dark romance, but it's definitely got darker topics in it. This girl like meets this guy as he's about to jump off like a roof or a bridge, and she was about to do the same thing. One day out of the year, like the same day, they meet up and they chat and, you know, obviously try to help one not. And one year he doesn't show up and she finds out obviously what happened to him, and I don't know how they meet, but apparently she ends up falling in love with the guy's older brother. My first love ended in tragedy. My second began with his brother. So I don't know. We'll see how I like this. What's up? I don't know if I've showed this in a video at all. I know I've talked about it before. It's Feared Flames by Olivia Rose Darling. I think she's actually like republishing this book. I heard this from Rachel from Raven Haired Readers here on YouTube. She talked about this book like a couple months ago, maybe even a year ago now. I don't know, it's some kind of fantasy book with really good found family. There are dragons, which is cool, an epic romance. Other than that, I really don't know like the premise or the plot. Next book is the second book in a series. I just read the first one in April. Literally before I finished, I immediately ordered the second one because I was like, yeah, this could be fun. The Witch's Blade by A.K. Mulford. The first book is the High Mountain Court. Like I said, I read that last month and I think I gave it a 3.5 out of 5 stars. It was very entertaining, very quick to get through. Did not know that the whole series didn't follow those two characters from the first book. This is about 2 different characters, which I think could be fun. It's just a little bit mixing it up. I like it. I'm not gonna talk much about this book because it kind of spoils what happens in the first book. This next book, I honestly have no idea what series really is about, but I know whenever I look up like fantasy romance recommendations, the series in some form always seems to pop up. Guild by Raven Kennedy, the first book in the Plated Prisoner series. Honestly, I have no idea what this series is about. I feel like nobody knows. You just kind of go in and you go for the ride, because I think she's still coming out with books in this series. I'm always down for a new fantasy romance series. At least I hope this is what that is. All right, this next book I picked up at my favorite used bookstore, which I always bring all my books to all the time. Saw it there and I was like, might as well pick it up. I think it was like $4. So I was like, steal. Cast in Firelight by Dana Swift. And I think this is a marriage of convenience. Their arranged marriage will unite two of Wickery's most powerful kingdoms. They seem to kind of be like enemies, and now they gotta learn how to like come together, all that stuff. Look at these two people. Look at how cool they look. Very excited. I love a marriage of convenience and fantasy where there's powers and high stakes and enemies to lovers. Could be really, really fun. All right, these next 3 books I also got at that used bookstore, and these are books that I've already read, so go me. I just wanted physical copies of them. This is one of my favorite authors of all time. It is I don't even know what this is, this like interconnected series is called. I think it's like the Friend Zone series by Abby Jimenez. Friend Zone is the first book. Second book, The Happily Ever Ever After playlist. Life's Too Short. I'm very excited to get to these books at some point. Wait, no, I already read them. I just have a special place in my heart for these 3 books that I read at the beginning of my reading journey. I love that I finally have physical copies of all of these to match with all my other Abby Jimenez books. Speaking of the Queen herself, came out with a new release in the month of April, and obviously I picked it up. Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez, obviously, and I've heard so many good things about this. Everybody loves this book. I want to read it, obviously, during the summertime, so I have to read Part of Your World and Yours Truly before then. Her books are just so emotional, but so good, and I think that's why I like them. This one is basically about these 2 people who, every time they break up with somebody, the person that they broke up with, like, finds the love of their life, or something along those lines. So they decide to date, and then hopefully when they break up, they'll both find their happily ever after. Abby Jimenez, there's a lot more deeper topics to this. Emma, the female main character, has something going on with her mother, and then Justin has to take custody of his 3 younger siblings, I think it is. Stuff is gonna go on in this book, but I'm so excited. These next 2 series I have are both hockey romance related series, which if you don't know me, it's my thing. I love hockey in real life. I love reading about hockey romance. All the things hockey, I'm there. This series, it's already been published for, I think, a couple years now, but they got new covers because they used to have, like, people on them. The Briar U series by L. Kennedy. I have now read the first 2 books. We have The Chase, which is about Colin Fitzgerald and Summer De Laurentiis, which is the sister of one of the characters from the Off Campus series. It's their romance. Okay, why is it crunchy? I'm scared. The second book is The Risk. This is about Jake Connolly and Brenna. It's a bit of fake dating. It's a bit of forbidden romance because her father is the coach of Briar U hockey team, and then he's on the rival team, rival school, which is Harvard. Third book, which is The Play. This is about Hunter and Demi, who I have no idea who Demi is. I don't think she's been mentioned in the series yet. The last book is The Dare. This is about Connor Edwards and Taylor. I don't know who any of these characters are. They have blue sprayed edges, which is why you heard all the crunching. I have the first 3. I read the first book, I don't even remember when. I saw that the used bookstore had these. It's the Carolina Comet series by Tegan Hunter. So the first one is Puck Shy, which I read. I think I gave it like a 3 out of 5 stars. These covers are so cute. Like, look at this. The second one is Blind Pass. This, I think, is some kind of like drunken marriage situation where they get drunk in Vegas and then they have to act like they're married for a little bit and then they'll break up at some point. But you know how that goes. Third book is One Timer. And this one, literally, the first thing up top is I'm pregnant. So I'm sure it's some kind of one night stand turned into accidental pregnancy, which I don't like, but I'm gonna give it a shot. I'm trying to keep you open-minded about the accidental pregnancy trope. There's a way to do it and there's a way not to do it. So hopefully this is the way to do it. I just can't help myself with the hockey romance books. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry, but I'm sorry. All right, people. Final 2 books. Another hockey romance because we're on topic for them. Steady by Peyton Corney. I don't know if this is a series. I think it's like Grumpy Sunshine type thing, like Black Cat, Golden Retriever. A hockey player, and I think she's a figure skater. His name is Reese. I mean, his name is Reese, guys. RHYS. Like, if I have children, I am naming the boy Reese, and I'm spelling it like this. Like, I'm sorry that Reese Larson and Reese and are my favorite book boyfriend book characters of all time. This cover is so adorable. I'm actually so excited to read this. And last but not least, I have already read. I read it on my Kindle. I just became so obsessed that I needed a physical copy. Fall for Me by Claire Wilder was just very emotional. And like I've mentioned like 13,000 times, I love an emotional romance book. Basically, this girl ends up getting into a car accident with her brother's best friend. There's a ton more that happens or is like happening behind the scenes with the 2 characters. They have a lot that they're going through. Turn towards each other for comfort. So cute. Love this book. I honestly don't know how many books that was. It was a lot. So I hope you guys enjoy me yapping. This will probably be my last book haul again for a little while. No, I don't need to buy any more books. Will I buy books? Yes, because there are another new release that just came out that I want to buy. So you know what? I'm just a girl. Make sure to follow all my socials down below, along with my Goodreads, my Amazon wish list. All that stuff will be linked down there if you want to check it out. Like, comment, and subscribe for more future book hauls by me. I will see you guys next week for another video.